the mock drowning is? You're in the water. What is actually happening?
Well, no matter, as a victim, I know that from approaching me from all directions, there are people coming to help me. From this particular case, I was straight in front of a tower, and that tower guard immediately leapt into the water, ran out at full speed to come and get me, and it averages probably a 100-yard run in the water, and very difficult. Once he arrives, he lifts me up and supports me and makes sure that I'm breathing, and in this particular case I was not breathing at the time. He gave me artificial respiration and waited there for the backup man to come and give him some help. The backup man approaches from the next nearest tower, and he has to run 100 yards on the beach, at least 100 yards. Then he has to run the 100 yards out into the water. Once he gets there, he arrives. He supports me too. He directs the carry, makes sure that we go straight back onto the beach, and he is also making sure that if there's any first aid that needs to be done to me, then he handles that. Gives me good pulse. Once
on shore, what is the general procedure?
Okay, well, once on shore, there's a resuscitator that we've got prepared for me. So long as I start to breathe, then this resuscitator, we use it as an inhalator, and it gives me pure oxygen and helps me breathe. Good crowd control, and there's a space left available so that the ambulance, when it comes in, can just drive right up, pick me up, and take me off to the hospital.
What's the general reaction when you jump off the blanket and people realize it's just a mock?
People are often shocked about that. They're, startled. A lot of people are very upset at the time, but then afterwards it's all happy and lively and fun. It's fun to do it. I like it.
Do you actually like to take part in a real rescue?
No one likes to really think about having to do it, but I'm happy to say that we're all prepared to do it if we need to do it. But no one likes to. No.
We would take him to the hospital in an ambulance. Get the camp before you take his head,
The responsibility of hundreds of thousands of people is placed before the Wasaga Beach Patrol each summer. With the world's largest freshwater beach to look after, the patrollers find their days very busy. Each morning, except on the busy weekend days, the patrollers run 2.5 miles before beginning a strenuous exercise program that lasts for about an hour. Being in shape is of vital importance to these 19 patrollers who look after the 9 miles of sandy beach that attract hundreds each day. Following their exercise program, the patrollers pack and prepare their day's needs. It's a long, lonely day for the patrollers. They head out from the main base as a united family.
Southern?
Or an orange peel. Food fight.
Everybody.
Following their preparations, they are taken to one of the 14 towers along the beach to meet the public and encourage them not to go out too far into the rough water, to be careful of the flotation devices. They assist mothers in finding lost children and advise some vacationers to please tie up their Doberman. It's a long day, and not all the sights are picturesque. The job high on top of the tower involves not only patrolling, and looking after the waters of Georgian Bay here at Wasaga Beach, but the patrollers must also keep an eye on the beach area itself that has many unique individuals. And although all the sites are perhaps not as picturesque, some are worthwhile taking a second look. They also can, with radio contact from their boats, keep in touch with the people on the towers. They monitor the towers, patrol the waterways of Georgian Bay, to perhaps slow down the ego of water skiing enthusiasts. They also patrol the waters of Wasaga River, also because of its water skiing enthusiasts, its boaters, fishermen, and even the odd sunbather. Although rescues are few, the patrollers manage to maintain their efficiency by performing a mock drowning exercise each week. The patrollers explain their exercise before they begin, but the excitement usually draws a large crowd who stand silently, not realizing that the action before them is only part of the daily exercises of the Wasaga Beach Patrol. So real is the mock drowning that many people who perhaps miss the opening explanation actually believe they're witnessing a real rescue, or maybe even a real drowning. 19 patrollers, 14 towers, and up to 25,000 people on a busy weekend. It's a long day, and it's a responsible day, as explained by Gary Babcock, Park Superintendent.
Last Sunday, for example, was probably the busiest day that we've experienced at Wasaga Beach in a number of years. Park areas were full by about 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning, and we would guess that there were at least 20 to 25,000 people on the beach. That day alone, I think our fellows looked for 21 lost people, 82 rafts that had gone too far out into the bay, and 62 swimmers that were too far out in the bay. In my mind, Beach Patrol program is certainly the most visual program that we operate at the park. People recognize the towermen in their orange outfits, the towers and the boats, and from a public safety standpoint, it's probably the most, definitely the most important program that we operate at Wasaga Beach. Okay, our fellows are certainly qualified lifeguards. However, we don't call them lifeguards. They're called Beach Patrol. The reason being that they work on a preventative patrolling technique where they try and reduce the potential for a drowning by cutting down on hazardous situations. So an example is, warning people that they're getting too far out in the water, or that water skiers that are coming in too close to the swimmers, and working on that preventative type of approach, we hope to reduce the overall hazard or risk in respect to a drowning.
Can you strip me that, please?